Today we will discuss a topic, flow of two immiscible liquids. This is the case of flow of two immiscible liquids or fluids. Actually these are fluids, not only the liquids. Again confined between two parallel plates. Now in this situation you are having two fluids. These fluids are overlying each other. You may say that these are the two fluids. This fluid is of density ρ1, viscosity μ1 and velocity profile given by u1. This is another fluid, this is one fluid, and this is another fluid overlying this fluid. Here the density is say ρ2, viscosity μ2 and velocity is denoted by u2. Let this be the origin. This is origin, this is x-axis and this is y-axis. So if I assume this to be y is equal to minus h, this to be y is equal to 0, this is y is equal to h naught, and this is y is equal to h. In this way I should take this plate a little bit lower. H to 0, I have to take H to 0 and 0 to H. So I should take like this. Now this is okay. So this is the interface between the two fluids, or this is the point of separation of two fluids. Now the physical model is that you have a fluid which is same, means homogeneous or incompressible with constant density, homogeneous and incompressible. Next, viscous. These are fluids, so both the fluids, homogeneous and incompressible, viscous with different but constant viscosities, different but constant viscosities, say μ1 and μ2. μ1 is in the lower region and μ2 is in the upper region. Here also you have μ1 and u1. Here also density is ρ1 and ρ2. Both are not same. Now your plates are as before. These are smooth, parallel, infinite in length, rigid and non-porous. These plates are also non-porous. And fluid is confined between what type of flow? Fluid 1 is confined between y is equal to minus h to y is equal to h naught, and fluid 2 is confined between y is equal to h naught to y is equal to h. Again your flow is laminar and steady. Flow is steady. Flow is steady and laminar. So we come to our velocity distribution such that, what is your velocity distribution? It is same uy 0 and 0, because there is no suction or no injection, just there is a flow between the plates in x direction and the velocity is varying in y direction according to the plates. Secondly, in this case both the plates are at rest. So in plates you may write at this, you can write both the plates are at rest. Both the plates are at rest. So in one way this is very simple type of flow problem in which your boundary conditions become, in lower region u is equal to u1, in upper region u is equal to u2. But as far as the boundary conditions are concerned, y is equal to minus h, at y is equal to minus h, u is 0, and at y is equal to h, again u is 0. One important thing is that, suppose this is the separation of two fluids, then at this separation there should not be any gap between the fluids, and this is possible only when the velocity components at this interface are same. So one boundary condition is that u1 is equal to u2 at y is equal to h naught. And another boundary condition is that the forces should also be balanced at this point where there is a separation of fluids, and which says that mu du dy, or you can say mu1 du1 dy is equal to mu2 du2 dy at y is equal to h naught. So these are the conditions. In the lower region u is u1, it is u2, plate is at rest, another plate is at rest, velocity should be continuous at the interface and forces should be continuous at the interface. So these are boundary conditions which will be used to solve the problem. Now in first problem where you discuss the flow between two parallel plates, you calculated your u as u is equal to minus py upon twice mu1 plus a1y plus b1. There you consider the constants to be a and b. In this case I am considering these to be a1 and b1. The reason being that I'll write it for upper region. So it is u1, it is mu1, pressure, so pressure is taken as same, P in both the regions is same. This is one assumption, both the regions is same. You may solve it by taking the different pressures also, but in your case you have to consider the same pressure distribution in the two plates, in the two regions. So this is your u. Now similarly I may write u2. u2 will be minus p y upon twice mu2, because it is the viscosity of the second region, plus I assume it to be a2 y plus b2. This is the velocity distribution which I am considering here, is the same which you derived in your first case, where you assumed your fluid to be flowing between two parallel plates where plates were non-porous. So I have borrowed it from the very first article of this chapter. So I have just replaced u by u1 and mu by mu1 for the one region, and u by u2 and mu by mu2 for the second region. All other things are same. If you are doing this article independently, you may derive these u1 and u2 by the same procedure which we have adopted in your first article. So I'll use these boundary conditions, and for that purpose, first of all, I'll take this boundary condition, y is equal to minus h at y is equal to minus h, u is equal to 0. So your u1 will be 0. At this place I will write u1 is equal to 0, and at this place I will write u2 is equal to 0. Okay. So using third boundary condition, I'll get, I'm thinking to write these on next page. Oh, okay. u1 is 0 when y is minus h. So it will be p, I think it should be square. It is square. Minus p h square upon twice mu1 plus a1, I think it would be a1h. Y is equal to minus h, so it would be minus a1h plus b1 now from this and this boundary condition, u2 is 0 minus p y is h square upon twice mu2 plus a2 y is h plus b2 strength. So it is an equation in terms of a1 and b1. It is an equation in terms of unknowns a2 and b2. Now we will use this condition, fifth condition, which says that u1 is equal to u2 at y is equal to h naught. So use it. u1 at y is equal to h naught will become minus p h naught square upon twice mu1 plus a1 h naught plus b1, and this is equal to u2. This is equal to u2 at y is equal to h naught. So put the value of u2 at h naught minus p h naught square upon twice mu2 plus a2 h naught plus b2. So it is 11. Now you get third equation in a1 b1 a2 b2. Now to use this boundary condition, first of all you find their derivatives and then multiply it by mu1, and the left hand side will be mu1. Now you have to write the derivative of u1. It will be twice p y upon twice mu1. So finally you get minus p h naught upon mu1 plus a1 is equal to mu2 minus p h naught mu2 plus a2. So in this way you get four equations. 4 equations in 4 unknowns, 9, 10, 11 and 12. These are 4 equations in 4 unknowns, A1, B1 and A2, B2. You solve these 4 equations and you get the values of these unknowns. And finally, putting all these values, you will get your U1 and U2. Because in this U1 and U2, you have to put the values of A1, B1, A2, B2. So you solve these 4 equations and I am writing what U1, U2 you will get. U1 will be minus P upon twice mu1 y square minus h square plus alpha h square minus h naught square y plus h upon h plus h naught alpha. U2 will be minus P upon twice mu2 y square minus h square plus alpha h square minus h naught square y minus h plus h naught alpha. Now what is this alpha? Alpha is mu2 minus mu1 upon mu2 plus mu1. In this case, you will be asked about velocity distribution. So this is the velocity distribution. And secondly, you will be asked flux. You will be asked flux. If you are asked what is U1 maximum, you may find from here. If you are asked U2 maximum, you may find it from here. Now flux. What will be flux? Flux will be Q. Q is the overall flux, which will be for the two regions, Q1 plus Q2. And by the definition of flux, Q1 means the flux in one region, in region 1, and this means flux in region 2. So by definition, your region is from H to H0, so it will be U1 dy from H to H0. And in second region, your y is varying from H0 to H, so it will be U2 dy. You just put the value of U1, you just put the value of U2, integrate and calculate, you will get your Q. So you get Q is equal to alpha mu2 minus mu1. I am writing in another way. Q is equal to P mu1 plus mu2 upon 6 mu1 mu2. These are simple calculations, so I am not doing these calculations. You can very well do these calculations. H0 minus beta twice h0 plus alpha h square plus alpha h0 square. Where what is this beta? Alpha I have introduced earlier. This is alpha. So beta is 3 by 2 alpha h square minus h0 square upon h plus alpha h0. Now suppose in this case skin friction is asked, then first of all you will find shear stress sigma xy in this lower region, then sigma xy in the upper region. For skin friction, sigma xy for the lower region will be calculated at the plate. Y is equal to at the plate y is equal to 0, and for the skin friction in the upper region it will be calculated for the upper plate, that is at y is equal to h. So you can calculate these, or the coefficient of skin friction, or any other properties which you have calculated in the earlier articles. The one thing which I have to mention here is that there may be certain modifications in the flow problems, like you may be sad that the situation of the plates is such that the separation of the plate is at y is equal to 0. That means you may have like this. This is h minus h, this is 0, and this is h. So in place of h naught, you will have interface at y is equal to 0. Or second situation may be that your plate may be moving. It may be said that one plate is moving and another plate is at rest. So in that case you will change certain physics of the problem, and accordingly your mathematical model will be changed. That simply means your boundary conditions will be changed. So there may be certain modifications which may be asked in the article and which you can very well modify, because you have studied plain Coite flow, plain Poiseuille flow, generalized plain Coite flow, and as well as the flow between porous plates. In this article, flow between porous plates is not in your course, so you do not do that. But otherwise, you may try for certain modifications which I already explained you, that you may take separation at y is equal to 0. You may take your one plate as moving plate and another plate as plate at rest. Okay. So this is all about this article, and your flow between parallel plates is finished, which we have discussed for the 3 cases. In one, the flow between parallel plates where plates were non-porous, another when your plates were porous, and the third one, it is the flow of 2 immiscible fluids confined between 2 parallel plates. So thank you so much for this lecture.